welcome to Real Christians in the Real World. I am your host, Mary Rathke. In today's episode, I would like to talk about a controversial subject, especially among those in the pro-life arena. What I'd like to talk to you about is the exceptions. That's right. Have you heard it before? I am pro-life except in the case of rape or incest. And for somebody like me, who was conceived in rape, I hear them say, I'm pro-life except in the case of Mary Rathke. And I have to admit, until I knew my conception, I was kind of on the fence. I was raised in a Christian home. I've always been pro-life. But this confused compassion would come over me when I would think about a rape victim. I would think about the suffering that she had to go through. And now she's forced to carry a child that she didn't consensually partake in the conceiving of. It's really a hard topic to think about. And when those on the left begin yelling, what about cases of rape? The Christian really doesn't know what to say in those cases. And what I usually talk to them about is the fact that we don't punish children for the crimes of their father. And even though the mother didn't want this to happen to her, the child really is there. And those who are pro-life understand that the woman is conceived a child. However, we think, well, what about her emotional damage that she's gone through? And I say, whether she gets an abortion or not, she's been emotionally damaged. And she does need counseling, she needs help, she needs someone to talk to about the situation. So we shouldn't have confused compassion and only look at one victim. We need to look at the child as the second victim in this case. And the child deserves life. So, what does the woman need? She needs our love, she needs our support, she needs counseling, she needs to process what's happened to her. Because in many cases when the woman has had an abortion, and many times they almost feel forced to, they're being told sometimes by their priest or their pastor or their family, like, look, it was rape, you didn't want this to happen to you, you need to have this abortion. Afterwards, they'll come up, like when they see me speak on this topic or others that have this conception story, holding up their signs at different marches, and they'll come up weeping and crying, explaining that they didn't know, they didn't realize the guilt and the suffering that they were going to go through after they had the abortion. Many of them will admit that the memories of the rape are still there. They didn't go away when they had the abortion. Instead, guilt was added on, and they feel terrible that they chose to end that life. So I say, why heap on more traumatic emotional burden to a woman who has been raped? Why not counsel her, love her through this time? She might decide to give her child a family. In my case, I was adopted and raised by a wonderful family. I've had an open adoption, and I'll tell you more about my adopted story at another time. But the woman might decide to raise her child. And I know of many women that are raising their children that were conceived in rape, and they tell me all the time that their child is not an ugly reminder of a horrible experience. Their child is loved, is wanted, is appreciated, and is a precious gift from God. No, God does not want women to be raped, but we do know that men have free will. And if an evil man makes a horrible choice and a woman does conceive a child, God can make something good happen out of that life. I'm a perfect example. My father is a rapist, my mother has mental illness, but you know what? I still have beauty, purpose, and love to offer this world. And I'm so thankful that I was adopted and not aborted. This is Mary Rathke signing off for Real Christians in the Real World. I hope to hear from you. Check out my website and my Facebook page and Twitter account, and follow Mary Rathke and hear more about my wonderful ministry. Thanks, and have a great day.